Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought we would do a very long awaited, anticipated video. This is what's in my makeup drawer, January 2018. So I thought we'd go through what's in my makeup drawer and give it a bit of a tidy up, a declutter, and just go through what that's looking like right now, because, you know, by the end of the year it could look pretty different. So I thought it'd be good, you know, to do this video now and see how we're getting on. Okay, so this is my makeup drawer. This is my everyday drawer, which I go to get makeup from when I'm getting ready to go out for the day or just getting up and getting ready. As you can see, it's turned into a bit of a catastrophe. It's absolutely filled with products. Most products I actually use every day, and I've put in here some products deliberately to try and use them and to coax them into my everyday routine, but my poor drawer is starting to feel a little bit weighed bare. So we probably do need to pull a few things out of here and take them out of the drawer because I'm not using them as much this year. So, shall we start off with the mass that is here? So, foundation wise, we have Becca. So this is the Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream. I have the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. What else have I got in here? I've got Bare Minerals Pure Brightening Serum Foundation. I have NARS Sheer Glow. In two colours. They are my two everyday foundations, so those two definitely have to stay in the drawer. And I also have my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. So the three that I could definitely remove are probably these three here, because I don't tend to wear them very much, and I think that one is actually probably come to the end of its life. It feels quite empty. This one is quite full coverage, and I didn't really get on with it very well. It wasn't, it was nice, but I don't really feel like I need that level of coverage on my skin. And the serum foundation, although is really nice, actually I prefer the formula of the Tarte one because it just sits better on my skin. So those three can stay. Moving on to primers, I have the Figs and Rogue. I have MAC Natural Radiance Base. I have the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I have the Ordinary Silicone Primer. I have the Estee Lauder Illuminating Perfecting Primer. I have a sample of the Backlight Priming Filter by Becca. And I have a MAC Strobe Cream, which I mix in to my primers. So these are all the primers that I've been using for 2017. To be honest, the Ordinary one, although it's really recommended, I just couldn't get over the smell, and although it's really cheap as well, it comes in about £3 or £4, it tended to make my products sort of like peel on my skin, so that one can probably go. So the MAC one, I don't tend to reach for, it's just that my other primers are just a bit better than this. It's still really pretty, but it just doesn't really do very much for my skin. I don't tend to reach for this one either, but it's very full, so I need to keep that in my drawer to use it up. So probably these ones are going to stay. Moving on to eye primers, I only have two and both of them will be staying. That is the Put On Lid On It by The Balm and my Zoeva Everlasting Eyeshadow Fix Longwear. Both of them are pretty good. They're very different. This one's quite sort of slippy, whereas this one's quite matte. But both of them do the same job and are very good. Moving on to fixes, so I've got the MAC Prep and Prime. I've got a small bit of that left which I need to use up, and I've also got a Travel Urban Decay All Nighter which is also almost all gone, so those two will be staying in my drawer just so I can work through them. I've got a Bioderma SPF 50, so I've got really pale skin, and earlier on this year I started playing around with some different formulas of moisturisers and things by The Ordinary, and I needed some SPF in my life. The new moisturisers that I've been getting recently actually have SPF built into them, so I don't actually need this in my drawer every day at the moment, but it's really handy to have it in the summer, especially if you are doing lots of treatments on your skin. I've got a hand cream. I never reach for this, so that is why I've got it in my drawer to try and use it through. Okay, so moving on to lipsticks, I think is probably the next biggest thing that I've got in here. So I have a Figs and Rogue lip gloss. I've got a Lin and Low lipstick. I have got a Jeffree Star. This is in the shade Sagittarius. I have got a huge pile of NYX minis. So these came from my Christmas box. So I'm just going to put two of them up there to represent the 24 that I got. I've got my My Little Pony collection from Colourpop. I'm just going to put two of those there because there's a couple in the collection and I don't want to kind of fill up this too quickly. I've got the Map Me Up by Barry M. This is the go-to colour. I actually have two of these. For some reason I seem to have bought them twice. But they are really nice colours. I just don't really love the formula. I find it's a bit thin and doesn't stay on my lips particularly well. I have a big NYX liquid suede. This is in the colour Honeymoon. This is kind of like a neutrally grey colour. Which I sort of really bought randomly when I was just first getting into lipstick, and I never ever wear it. I also have a PS matte liquid lipstick. This is from Primark. I've got this Rodell Big Apple pencil. This came in one of my boxes and it's like a lip pencil. It's really... ooh. I'm not sure if I like that or not anymore. I feel like I've got better things in my box. But you could use it as like an under lip topper, I guess. Is that going to stand up? Yeah, so that is all the lipsticks that I've got in my drawer at the moment. Or a representation of them. So I've got quite a few lipsticks in here. I'm absolutely still in love with the Colourpop collection, so they can definitely stay. And I really want to try out all the NYX ones, so they're going to definitely stay. My Jeffree Star has to stay, as does my Smith & Colt because that is gorgeous. Bella Pierre, that has to stay. I really did like that Linen Low lipstick. That's a nice colour. That will be staying. However, these ones here, not my faves, so they are going. Moving on to mascaras, I don't actually have a lot of mascaras in my drawer. I've got the Benefit They're Real mascara. This is pretty much coming to the end of its life, so I just need to use it up and get over it because it is my favourite mascara, but it's horrible to get off. I've got a Wonderland because it's really good for lower lash line. I've got the Tarte Light Cameras lashes with the opening act on it. I absolutely hate this mascara. Don't get on with it, don't enjoy it, haven't had much joy with it at all. It just makes my eyelashes look rubbish. I can't even describe how rubbish they look. And I've got a Too Faced Mini Better Than Sex. I've actually got a few of these, so I'm working my way through them at the moment. This one needs to stay. This one needs to stay, and this one needs to stay, and this can go. Moving on to brow products, I have the Ka-Brow, I have Brow Zings. I've not even tried that yet, so that's definitely going to stay. I've got my Becca brow pomade, or mousse as they call it. Absolutely loving that. I've got one of these tucked away. This is the Tarte Brow Architect. In fact, I think this is an old one and has literally no product left in it, so that one just needs to go in the bin. I think I just kept it for the spoolie, but I actually have a new spoolie now, so that one can just go. Do I have anything else in here? These are all, I think these are all lip liners. I don't think any of these are brow products. So, no. So all three of those are going to be staying. I have two lip balms. I've got a honey, well, I say lip balms. I've got a honey lip scrub from the Lush Kitchen. This has only got a couple of months left on it, so I definitely need to start trying to use it up. I have been using it, but I'm not a bigger fan of the scent actually. It was meant to be like white chocolate and honey. It smells nice, but it's just not my fave. And I've got an antioxidant lip balm. I got this in a swap box on Box Succession, and somebody recommended it to me, so I've been trying my hardest to get on with it, but it's not my fave, but it's probably the only one I've got in my drawer at the moment, so I probably need to keep it. I've got a Tarte Shape Tape. This is coming to the end. I do have one backup, and this is not going anywhere. Upon my life, this was the only concealer that I need in my life, so that's the only one I've got. I have just found some more brow products. So this is the Arrow Enhance. This is meant to be like a waterproof eyeliner or underbrow highlighter. I didn't really think much of this. It's like a pinky colour. I'm probably going to take that out of my drawer, to be honest. And then I've got the Highbrow by Benefit, which is very similar. It's just a much thicker formula, so I'll probably keep that one. And then I've got two Goof Proof brow pencils. I think this one is a sample and I've got hardly any left. That's in the shade 6, so that's quite dark. And then I've got one in the shade 3, so I just need to use that one up, and then we should be all good. Okay, I have 4 lip pencils in my drawer, and to be fair, their shades are all very similar. I don't know why I kind of gravitate towards these kind of like brownie neutral shades. Let me just see if I can bring them a bit closer to you. So I've got the Urban Decay Glide On Lip Pencil in Naked, which I desperately need to sharpen, so that's that one there. Then I've got the Barry M Go To Lip Liner, so that obviously just goes with the lipstick. That is almost exactly the same shade. Then I've got the MAC Spice, which again is actually really hard to get out. That one's a little bit more on the orangey side and is a little bit more lumpy actually, and a little bit harder to get out and a bit more draggy, so I may actually end up binning that one. And then I've got a deep orchid colour, which is more of a purpley undertone. So those are the shades there, and like I said, those ones are very, very similar, except for the orchid. So I probably will get rid of the MAC one, because that is the formula that I actually like the least. And I will pop the Barry M in a drawer at the moment, because I don't really need two of them in my drawer that are the same shade. Okay, moving on to highlighters. Oh, I've actually found another brow pomade. This is the NYX Tame and Frame. I haven't really used very much of that, so that probably should just stay. Moving on to highlighters, I've got the two My Little Pony highlighters which came from Colourpop. They need to stay in my drawer. I've got a Mary Lou Luminizer from the Balm, which is my go-to highlighter. That is not going anywhere. I have got a Jeffree Star Skin Frost. That is staying. In fact, I don't think I've got any highlighters that I want to get rid of. My Sophie palette, absolutely love that for highlighting. The only one that I would consider possibly putting away somewhere else temporarily is my Zoeva one. This is the spring collection, the strobe collection. I very rarely reach for this unless I'm looking for doing like quite an alternative look. So that one will probably come out of my everyday makeup drawer. So I've got some other random products in here that I've just never ever got down to using. And this really needs to go in the bathroom. It's just a serum. And I've got the Makeup Revolution liquid highlighter. I really didn't like this. This is the Unicorn Elixir. The formula for me, it's meant to be like a little highlighter, but I didn't like it. It was just weird. So that will probably go in my I don't like makeup drawer. Oh, my foot's gone to sleep. I have a very, very small amount left of my Black Opium perfume. That just needs to be used up, so I think I might even put that on top of my drawers. I've got some rose gold eyelash curlers and some tweezers. I then have three products which I use every day, which is my MAC Medium Tan Mineralized Skin Finish. I have my In Too Deep Ciate blusher, and then my NARS Orgasm, which I don't actually use every day, but I probably won't be getting rid of this because it is my only other blusher that I have. I also then have my Vamp Stamp ink, which has to stay as well. In my drawers, actually, I'll just show you this. I use like the little bottoms of glossy boxes because they're just like the perfect size to like put all my little bits in. So I'm just going to put all these back in nice and tidily. Throw them all in. Okay, so moving on to palettes. So I have a very big selection of Morphe palettes in my drawer. The smallest Morphe palette I have is this one. This is the 12Z, which is just like 12 little shadows. They're quite dark and smoky and moody. I haven't really played around much with this palette, so I don't really want to take it out because it doesn't actually take up that much room in my drawer, so I probably will leave this one in here. I then have my two everyday palettes. This is the Modern Renaissance and the Naked Heat palette. If you've seen my favourites videos for 2017, as I said, these two are the ones which I tend to go to every day just for ease of use, just to get ready for work. I have Subculture. I absolutely love to hate this palette and hate to love it. It's really, really beautiful colours. I really enjoy the looks that you can make with this, but I don't enjoy the formula. But I probably will leave this in here because I really want to use it. I then have this palette, which is a palette that I started making this year at MAC. I've actually got some glitter shades to put in here as well, but this is where my contour shade lives that I use every day. I'm really tempted to get a 2-pan and get this out and then put like a better blusher in here, because this blusher I never actually use. I don't even like it. I don't know why I even picked it. I just thought it was quite a kind of nice pinky colour, but I don't actually use it and don't reach for it at all. And these shades here, I think they're really fun and really great and brilliant for doing like fun jazzy looks, but I don't do fun jazzy looks every day, so I'd always just want that in a separate little pot. I've got my Soph palette. This isn't going anywhere. I do really like my Soph palette, but I don't reach for every day, so I want to keep this in here just so I can use it a bit more. The 2 palettes that I would consider taking out of my drawer are the MAC 12, MAC 15 palettes, more so the grey toned ones, the cool neutrals. I've only used this half a dozen times, and although the shades are really pretty, they're just not ones that I reach for every day. They're just, yeah, I mean, like, they're just a bit too plain and boring for me. I quite liked the idea of doing like lots of sort of steely grey colours, but I just don't find at the moment that I do that. But I'll definitely keep it. I just probably will take out of here for now. Moving on to some smaller eyeshadow palettes. I recently got this little Too Faced one, which is called Totally Cute. It's just a nice little mini compact. Really like that. My Little Pony. Absolutely gorgeous colours. Some of the formula on these isn't great, but from Too Faced, from Colourpop, and I love Colourpop eyeshadows, so really, really like that one. The other eyeshadow palette, which I haven't reached for very much over the past couple of months, is my Tartist palette. Although the colours are really pretty and very neutral, I just find that they're a little bit boring for me. I do like them, and I probably should reach for it more because they are a nice formula. I just haven't found myself reaching for it as much, but yeah, I might just leave it in here for now and just see how they get on. I've got my 2 beauty blenders. Both of them are in desperate need of a wash, so they need to go and have a wash at some point soon, but they usually live in this corner down here at the front. I have my Juva's Place palette. Oh my god, I love this thing. It's so freaking beautiful. The pigmentation is amazing. There are really lovely bright colours in here. I just adore it. In fact, I probably like this better than the Morphe 34B, which is their Brights palette. I just find the formula in this is brilliant. Really, really nice, and you can make some absolutely friggin' beautiful. So yeah, that is not going anywhere. I then have a stack of Morphe palettes. I'm just going to bring them down here and just bring it one at a time. So this is the 35F. So this is the Fall Into the Forest palette, which started off my fascination with Morphe. I haven't reached for it very much this autumn, mostly because I've been trying out so many things, but I absolutely friggin' love these colours. Like, they are just beautiful. This isn't going anywhere. This is staying right here. I then have the 35B. This, as I said, is their Brights palette. It's super, super bright. I've not even touched it yet. I really want to have a kind of afternoon of playing with this and do like some really fun eye looks with you guys, but I just want to kind of, I don't really know what to do yet, so I need to do a video on that at some point. So that's got to stay. This is the 35T, which is the 35 taupe colours. I actually find this palette really boring. Although like it's pretty and I do love like natural sort of taupey colours, I feel like there is too much of it in this palette. I only would reach for a little bit of it because it's just like it will last me forever and ever. I mean, I do love some of the shades in here. I think they're really, really pretty. But yeah, I probably don't use this as much as I should. I don't know. I don't know about that one. The other palette that I have is the 35O, which is gorgeous. That has to stay. Whatever. The last thing that I haven't spoken about is eyeliners. Now, most of my eyeliners actually live in with my makeup brushes because it's just the easiest place to keep them. But I do have some liquid backups which live in my drawer, and they are mostly the Zoeva ones, so they just live in this pot along with some of my mascaras and things. But I really need to get like a secondary box of some description to put all my liquid lipsticks in, because at the moment it's all just kind of like bundled in together like this, and it just looks really messy. So if you guys have seen any really good drawer dividers or anything out there, please let me know. Okay, so there is a few little bits that I do have to add in. So I got two little H&M eyeshadows that I picked up in town a few weeks ago. They need to go in here. My My Little Pony Pure palette, that needs to go in, as does my new Morphe M3502. That's gone in my drawer as well. I also have my Jacqueline Hill palette. Both of these don't fit in my drawer, so they just kind of have to live wherever I can find them a home, which is usually under my desk somewhere. Ooh. So guys, that is everything from me for today. I hope you enjoyed having a quick rummage through my makeup drawer and seeing what I've got at the moment. Please excuse all the mess behind me. I'm having a good old clear out at the moment. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and give it a thumbs up. So I will see you all very, very soon. Have an amazing day and I'll see you later. Take care. Bye.